The Marxist-Leninist and secular humanist worldviews deny the existence of anything non-material. Philosophical naturalism is the belief that only nature, the material world, exists.
I like to describe the naturalistic worldview in terms of a closed box, where the naturalist believes that if anything exists whatsoever, it exists inside of the natural order, the physical universe, and that there is nothing that exists outside of that box, and that means that there is no God.
New Agers, on the other hand, believe that everything is God and that nature is actually a manifestation of the divine. This philosophical belief is known as non-naturalism.
Naturalism holds that only the physical world exists. There are no angels, there's no God, there's no human spirituality. But in contrast to that, non-naturalism holds that everything is in essence spiritual. And this follows logically from pantheism, because if God is everything and everything is God, then nothing is simply or merely natural.
In contrast to both philosophical naturalism and non-naturalism, biblical Christian philosophy holds to supernaturalism. Christians believe that the material world is real, but they also believe in created things that surpass the physical universe, such as the soul, angels, and miracles.
Christianity is a supernatural religion, and all that means is it has nothing to do with ghosts and so on, that there is a reality that exists outside of the box that is the sum total of reality for a naturalist.
John 1:1-4 reads, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men." The flow of this passage provides the basis of Christian philosophy. It says that mind came before matter. God came before humans. Plan and design existed before the creation. Life comes only from life, and true enlightenment is found in the light of the world, Jesus Christ. How do we know things? This is the question of epistemology, the study of how knowledge is acquired.
According to the Christian worldview, there are lots of ways that we can know things. One is through our senses. Another is through our minds, through reason or reflection. Another is through special revelation. That is the Bible, that God can impart knowledge to us about Himself that we can't access through ordinary means. Another way of knowing things, I think the Bible teaches, is through what is called natural revelation, that we can know certain things about God and morality and ethics just from reflecting on the way the world is.
Christian philosophy does not deny reason or specific tests for truth. Neither do Christians believe that faith and reason are enemies.
Christianity says we ought to think about our faith. It doesn't say just believe and don't think. Come now, let us reason together, Isaiah 1:18. Whatever things are true, think on these things, Philippians 4. Give a reason for your hope, 1 Peter 3:15. Love the Lord with all your mind as well as your heart, soul, and strength. This says that Christians ought to think, and thinking is philosophy. And thinking consistently and comprehensively and adequately is a good philosophy, and Christianity can and does think in these ways.
Many well-known Christian philosophers throughout history have shown that Christian philosophy is both biblical and rational.
Some of the most profound philosophers today are indeed Christians, and they have a great grasp of the philosophical issues, but they are not ashamed of God, the Bible, Christ. They're not ashamed of what we would call the Christian worldview.
The call of Christian philosophy is summed up in the words of 2 Corinthians 10:5. Christians are to take captive every thought, making them obedient to Jesus Christ.
Paul wants us to do two things, basically. He wants us to overthrow the arguments of those who say there is no God, and then he wants us to take every idea captive to Christ. And what that means is there are many ideas that are floating around in this world, and he wants us to take those ideas and judge them according to the standard that Christ gives. There are no new ideas in this old earth.
The Christian philosophy embraces a meaningful, purposeful life. Christian beliefs are coherent and reasonable. Christians must seek to understand the philosophies of the world, but in the end, realize that all the wisdom and knowledge of God are found in Jesus Christ. Once Christians grasp this truth, They will not be taken captive by the false and deceptive philosophies of the world.